What's up? This is Scott the Purchase. It's been very hot in Seattle. I'm trying to release new alternate projects every Monday and Thursday because there are currently no new Jumpbuster pages. They're going to be in the works soon, but I don't have any new pages to post up. So I'm going to try and put out new blogs and new videos every Monday and Thursday. But you can still read the current pages and the past pages at just all lowercase letters, all one word, www.jumpbuster.com. If you can go to that will be great. And I still want to expand this YouTube channel with new banners and graphics and stuff, but I just I haven't had the time or the resources to really do so. And I'm in my new place in Bellevue, Washington, very close to Seattle. And I'm going to do my movie news roundup. So what's first on the list here? Oh, I can't wake up. So, I am personally outraged by, and a lot of people are, and some people say we're just being, I don't know, sexist, but I don't think an all-female Ghostbusters really fits what us fans have been wanting for many years, ever since the not so well received Ghostbusters 2, which more than 20 years ago was the final nail in the coffin for the franchise. And as much as they tried to bring things like Extreme Ghostbusters back and new comics, I mean, the franchise has just been doomed, and Harold Ramis dying was just pretty much put the nail in the coffin. And with the all-female Ghostbusters, a remake? It's not giving us what we want. Future generations aren't going to know the difference between the original and the remake. And an all-female cast isn't quite what we wanted. So we got Melissa McCarthy, who I cannot stand. I fell asleep through Tammy. I think I said this before. And Paul Feig, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He did Freaks and Geeks. And he turned down the direct Ghostbusters sequel to do the remake. But despite how nervous I am for this movie, I'm very curious and intrigued. And I get more intrigued as Paul Feig keeps tweeting all these new different pictures with the proton pack. And the most interesting one is what the female Ghostbusters are going to be wearing with their new uniforms. Because I've always wondered over these years, how will these new uniforms fit in with the new cinematic standards? Because, I mean, a superhero costume has to be very flashy and very unique. The Christopher Reeve Superman outfit or the Adam West outfit won't cut it on the big screens today. So you always got to have something flashier and more attractive. But the problem is with the Ghostbusters, you can't have them running around in like spandex or leather, so they really had to make it up to par with today's standards, and it looks like the modern day firefighter's uniform, because they're like a government, well, not so much a government-based operation, but an operation like a fire department or a police department, or maybe more so like exterminators who go in and clean up this certain infestation. And these new Ghostbuster uniforms do look like the modern day firefighting uniforms. And there's a picture of Melissa McCarthy in one of the new Ghostbuster outfits, and I'm very intrigued by what the overall plot of this movie is going to be, how the special effects are going to pan out, and how well it's overall going to do. What's next on the list here? My brain's just rattle. I can barely remember what I'm going to next. Okay. Oh yeah, new Spider-Man actor. They picked a new Spider-Man actor. I forget his name. But here's the thing. I mean, Andrew Garfield came on as Spider-Man at the wrong time. It was the wrong time to make a new Spider-Man movie. No one wanted a new Spider-Man movie. Tobey Maguire was still very fresh in people's memories, along with the 2002 version. So it was not the right time for a Spider-Man reboot, but Sony, wanting to cash in on the franchise, went ahead and did it anyways. And I think Sony had way too much control over the picture, as opposed to the producers and the director. And I think that's what really made Amazing 2 the way it was, where it was just all over the place. There were very few things that were good about Amazing Spider-Man 2. And now everybody has Spider-Man fatigue. And I don't know how yet another new Spider-Man actor is going to work, because everyone's still also pretty fresh with Andrew Garfield. And I really wanted Andrew Garfield to fit in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, Andrew Garfield was a lot like the original design from Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. He's tall, long, and wiry, and Tobey Maguire was too short and pudgy. And this new actor, I just keep forgetting his name, might fare very close to Andrew Garfield as well. But what was I gonna say? But it's gonna fit in with the new Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's gonna be called. The next Spider-Man movie is rumored to be called Spider-Man: The New Avenger, and I hope they don't get too into the origin story. We've seen it way too much now. What they're gonna do with the villains, I don't know, but it's such a shame we can't see Andrew Garfield anymore. I mean, I would have loved to still see the relationship he had with Emma Stone. Well, wait, no, she died. What am I talking about? You can already tell I'm tired. Yeah, I would have loved this. I mean, I would love to see how the death of Gwen Stacy would have affected Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and how Mary Jane would have fit into the story. And yeah, but those movies just never happened. So we'll see how this new Spider-Man plays out. There were also rumors that he was going to be, I forget the new Spider-Man's name in the Ultimate Universe. I think his name was Miles, and he was of Latino origin, a different color than what people are more used to with Spider-Man, but I think the studios wanted to stick to the Spider-Man that people people are more familiar with, as opposed to the new one we see in the Ultimate Universe. But I would love to see the new Ultimate Spider-Man come to flesh at some point if they can figure out how to do it, because that does give a very unique dynamic, and I love that Spider-Man's costume. It's very cool. So what's next on the list? I just can't remember anything today. Oh yeah, so I'm probably just beating around the bush at the same thing over and over again with Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor. But a new Batman, Superman Dawn of Justice photos were released a few days ago, and they're getting a lot of fan praise, saying that it looks like they should. They've been doing side-by-side comparisons to like the Batman Superman animated movie that came out almost a decade ago, and they're saying that what we see so far in the images is pretty legit, including Jesse Eisenberg with his long red hair, which in Lex Luthor is a natural redhead, which makes a lot of sense. And so I've said before how Zack Snyder just doesn't care about these little details, and he doesn't care about what makes these DC characters who they are, what makes Superman who he is, and just little characters like Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Aquaman for that matter, who I said before, his appearance has been dramatically changed. He doesn't care about the little details and the characters, but with Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, apart from the fact that Jesse Eisenberg's playing him, he just might be focused on the big details of Lex Luthor, because he has his long red hair, he looks the way he's roughly supposed to. I don't know, because in different stories, like in the John Byrne revamp, Lex Luthor started out with hair and he just sort of naturally balded over time. But in Superman Birthright, they went back to the idea which was presented in an issue of Superboy, where he lost his hair in an accident, and they also did that on Smallville. And I don't know if this new photo of Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is him in his younger days, because Jesse Eisenberg is so youthful looking, he can probably play both the young Lex Luthor and the old without having to switch actors constantly. And I don't know if this is the young Lex Luthor kind of growing up and learning the ropes, or if this is how he'll look throughout the whole movie, and at some point maybe he'll lose his hair in maybe in the fight with Superman, maybe. But I could imagine that's a route that Zack Snyder would go down. But this picture has gotten a lot of praise from fans, and I don't know what story route they're going with and what's the story behind the photo. And if you want to explain that in the comments below, that would be great. And what's next on the list? So I recently saw Jurassic World, and for a long time I had simply lost faith in Jurassic Park sequels and dinosaur movies, for that matter, after The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. And but with Jurassic World, they really took the franchise back to its roots, and they did what they should have done like one or two sequels ago, and just opened up the park, and they renamed it Jurassic World. And well, I don't really want to go into a full review about the movie, but what bothered me about the movie, the spider, it was very great, it was very fantastic, it was very beautiful, it was very fun to watch. It did have a lot of cliches, and the movie relied a lot on its cliches to sort of carry it forward. Like the angsty teenager who's leaving his girlfriend at the beginning of the movie. He doesn't want to leave her, and his hormones are raging, and he doesn't want to go to this park even though it's got all these cool dinosaurs. And the whole time all he can think about is how he doesn't want to be with his younger brother, and all he can think about is girls throughout the whole movie. And Bryce Dallas Howard, who's just completely emerged in her career as the park's overseer, and she's very corporate and businesslike, and she's very immersed in her career, doesn't have time for her family, the kids who are visiting the park. And Chris Pratt, and he's like the dinosaur whisperer, and he's sort of very blue collar. He's in his trailer, he's catching flies, he's just drinking a Coke out of a bottle. And then there's just Bryce Dallas Howard in her very business-like uniform, and it's just all it got into that whole blue collar versus the white collar, and it was that classic cliche of, oh, the blue collar just somehow knows more than the white collar, and the blue collar is just somehow much smarter and is able to carry the movie more. And I think it just got a little too into that type of cliche. And again, with the angsty teenager and that kind of stuff, and there was a lot of nostalgia from the original movie, which I liked, but I don't think the movie should have used that nostalgia to carry it forward. I think it should have been able to carry itself more with its new ideas. And then, of course, Richard Attenborough, couldn't make an appearance in it, of course, but I wish they had gotten some of the original cast in it somehow. But they have in some of the sequels, but they never really took that big of a part. And they're probably going to make another one. Their people are going to keep wanting to see these movies at this point, so there's probably going to be at least one or two more Jurassic Park sequels, or Jurassic World sequels, coming up next. So for the past 3 years now, I think, my daily crack has been AMC Movie Talk. And I discovered it years ago, and it's just this great movie channel with with great movie news, and it's got a great cast. And just recently, it's the driving force behind AMC Movie News, who I just love and adore. I mean, he's just so fun to watch. A big shout out to John Campea, who is leaving AMC Movie News. And I am just sad. I mean, I am just heartbroken. I mean, he's the main reason why I've been watching AMC Movie News almost every day for the past 3 years. I mean, he just has so much driving force with the program, and I love the cast like Amy Rose Eisenberg and Harlock and all those people. And no one really knows why he left, and he made a statement today that he kind of felt like he should move on. He got some other offers, but it's just been such a great channel. I've gotten so many great news out of it, and it's inspired me to make this series of videos where I do my own similar movie news roundup. But I hear he's moving to a different YouTube series, and he's keeping his team together from AMC Movie Talk with John Schnepp and Hold'em, and he's going to be doing a different series of YouTube videos. But I'm gonna really miss. I think AMC Movie Talk I think the plug has been pulled, and I'm really upset, and I'm really gonna miss AMC Movie Talk because it's had such an impact on me over the years. I'm gonna really miss John Campea doing those movie news roundups, but I'll still keep doing my own with carrying their inspiration. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for today. I don't know when new Jumpbuster pages are going to come out. Just go to jumpbuster.com just to read some of the current pages that are up and the past pages that I've posted. And just send me what you think of the comic in the contact me section. I hope to get new pages up within the next month. Purchase out.